Hey guys, welcome back to Likewise Pod. I'm Issa.
And I'm Sam, and we're so excited for another episode this week. And this week we are coming back for part 2 of friendship breakups because if you didn't notice, last week's episode was really long and we didn't plan on it being 2 parts, but once we got to like an hour and 40 minutes of us recording, we were like, yeah, actually maybe we should stop here and do the rest as a second episode because we had so much more to talk through. So we felt like it was a good stopping point, and now we're back.
You know, we say this a lot. Well, maybe we don't. We say it to each other a lot, but we're not planning on this episode being super long, but we'll see.
You know, honestly, I think what's nice is that there is like somewhat of a time restraint. Like, not really, because like low-key, like tell me why I could still record and do my thing. But I also want to be able to like respond if I'm doing like
you need to be present.
Yeah, I'm doing like an NFL draft, so I'm also the league manager, like I made the league, so I need to like I need to be ready to manage if anybody has questions or like doesn't know what's going on, you know.
Well, we'll get it. Yeah.
We'll be fine.
We have 57 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
To kick this episode off, Sam, what are your roses and thorns of the week?
Well, so I was feeling like a planner this week, so I started thinking about my roses and thorns yesterday, and
Ooh.
Yeah, crazy. And so, as of yesterday, I put that my thorn was just that Labor Day weekend went by like too fast.
It did. It actually really did.
No, it really did, and I was really upset about it. Like, I wanted to cry on Tuesday when I had to get up for work, and that's so sad because like I love work, so it was just weird. And we were dog sitting this weekend a little bit while our roommate went out of town, and she was just a little wild. So that's why I just wished I had more time after the weekend, just so I could do more like, I don't know. I wanted to read 2 books and I only read 1, so but now like I'm not feeling very well. I'm kind of sicky, so that's my new thorn. And then my rose, oh my gosh. Well, first I read romantic comedy. I did say I read a book, and I did read that. And then I got a pedicure on Saturday, and it was so nice. I have not gotten a pedicure in years because like I don't know, I just never was like super into it. Like if I was gonna do nails, I like going and getting like gel manicures, and like whenever I randomly need to, I'll paint my toenails if I'm like going to an event and have my toes out in heels or something. And I used the massage chair in like the like pedicure chair and it felt so nice. Like I almost didn't turn it on, and then my friend turned hers on, and I was like, you know what? That does sound pretty good right now, and it was amazing. So, yeah.
Wow, what a weekend for you, Sam.
Yeah, I know.
So my thorn is that like last night I did not sleep well. Oh my gosh, when I woke up, I was like so beyond exhausted. I pretty sure I was tossing and turning till at least 3 in the AM. So live, laugh, love.
That's terrible.
But yeah, so fun, so exciting. But my rose is that I am reading again. Oh my golly, Libby, game changer. Wow, Sam, now I know. Now
you know why I never read on my physical TBR, because like I just always have to have a book on Libby.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, Libby is so fun. Also, like, how fun is that? Libby, like, library? Because I've been wondering this whole time. I was like, why do they call it Libby? And then I was like typing it out. I was like, Libby, because I finally got like my library card, but I always like shorten library to just lib. I was like, oh my gosh, Libby, lib, library. Anyways, and so discovered that I could read like through Amazon and like on the Kindle, so now I can read it on my phone, and I can read it on the Kindle and iPad and like whatever else I have the Kindle app on. So I'm like, wow, world rocked, how fun. But also so I'm part of like KCLS, King County Library System, honestly, it's kind of mid. Like, there's only so much available.
Right,
And
like a
everything has
lot of
a
people probably
long
have it
freaking
checked
wait.
out. Yeah.
Like, the whole Throne of Glass series, brother, I'm waiting my turn in 14 weeks to read Throne of Glass. Just the
Mm,
first one. I'm trying to figure out,
dang.
like, the order to read them in, but, you know.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to read Assassin's Blade first or Throne of Glass first? I don't know. I'm, like,
See,
stressed about it.
I'm like I'm dead set on reading Throne of Glass first and not reading Assassin's Blade till like when it came out, which I can't remember if it was after the second or third when it like got published. So, I mean, that'd be kind of a fun experiment if we read it in like a different order from each other.
Oh, okay, okay. Then maybe I'll read Assassin's Blade first. Shoot, now I have to place a hold on that. But also I really want Target and or Amazon to have like their fun little buy one get two
Oh
free, no,
yeah.
buy two get one free or whatever. So then I'll just I'll buy the whole set. But
Yeah,
I also need to save money because I have the Nebraska Denver trip coming up
the
in less than a
trip.
month, and then all like other various trips that I'm planning or like wanting to plan. I don't know, and just I need to save money, and sounder season coming to an end. So, oh my gosh, not a
My
good time.
my Target, I was just there and I saw that they like cuz usually my Target only has like just Throne of Glass, none of the other books in the series. And I saw at least like on just like the end cap kind of in like a different area of the store, not with the books, they had um like Air of Fire and Crown of Midnight. So I was like, oh, they're starting to have more of it.
Oh
But I
my
need to read
gosh.
Throne of Glass before I let myself. Oh, I told myself. Wait, this is actually absurd. I forgot about this. Um, I told myself that I'm not allowed to buy any more physical books until I finish my um, reading goal for the year, which is 10 books. So until I finish 10 books that either I currently own physically or like combo of physical and my Libby books, um, I can't buy anymore because I just bought two more like paperbacks and one. Okay, I have an exclusion that I'm ordering a book from Target because I was reading it on Libby and then I didn't read it fast enough and I was really enjoying it
Mm.
and it had to get returned and somebody else checked it out. So, and apparently it's National Buy Book Day, so maybe I'll buy that on Target
Today?
online today. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, and
okay.
why is there not a sale? Why is there not a sale for National Buy Book Day?
Brother. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. I think I need to. I'm really bad about following my book bans because, like,
Me too.
in June or July, I said book ban till September. I bought so many books in between June and September. So not good. But now, like, really knowing, oh my gosh, I have so much stuff like coming up in the near future. I need to save money. I'm like, okay, book ban unless the Target or Amazon sale like happens and when I need to buy all of Throne of Glass with like the cute covers, the new ones.
Yes, I did good for August when I said I wasn't going to get any books because all I got was my book of the month. So,
Yeah.
which, first of all, I actually need to follow up on my book of the month book that I never got. That just reminded me.
Oh my
There
gosh.
was one,
Yeah.
the one that like too many people got, and they had to like wait for it to restock. And I keep seeing that book at Target, and I'm like, I could have had this forever ago because because it was my book of the month
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah, definitely follow up with that.
Right.
Okay, sorry. I feel like we've had a really long book talk now.
Yeah. Oops. What's new?
But yeah. Y'all know where our passions lie, and that is apparently with books.
Apparently, books.
Well, it's not apparently anymore, but it feels like apparently to me because I'm like, never in my life would I have thought that I'm a reader.
Right. See. Wait, okay. I know we just said we were done talking about it, but last night Zeke said, I'm surprised that you never read Harry Potter. Um, and my answer was simply because it was my mom and sister's thing. So, like, growing up, but I mean, I think the real thing was like, I didn't read a lot when I was younger because,
Yeah, I
because
never
it
read the
was
Harry
my
Potter books
sister's
either.
thing.
That's so funny.
Anyways.
My sister like just got into Harry Potter. Like she like watched all seven or eight, however you count them, movies, for the first time, like all the way through, like 3, 4 weeks ago or something. I don't know. And she's like rewatched them so many times since, and she's
Whoa.
obsessed. And she like she doesn't read, and we went to Barnes and Noble a couple weeks ago. She got Tom Felton's memoir, Beyond the Wand, and like we were watching one of the movies with my mom a couple weeks ago, and then she finished that book in like 3 days, 4 days. She's like, never have I
Wow.
ever. And like anytime she would like say something like about Tom or like anything she learned from the book, she'd be like, "Yeah, I know this because Tom told me in his book." Like, oh my
That's
gosh, Olivia.
so funny.
Oh, this girl. And then yesterday we watched the third one, and she goes, "I kind of want to get the books." I'm like, okay, cool.
Yay. I actually do want to read them. I know I'll like them. Um,
Yeah. But I just
it's
have
not that I don't think I
so many
would.
other books that I need to read, and
Exactly.
it's embarrassing at this point.
Yeah.
Oh my
So,
gosh. Okay, sorry.
yeah, sorry for continuing the book talk. Part two, friendship breakups. So we kind of left off last episode. If you haven't listened, definitely go back to that because I thought it was pretty good. But we kind of went through like maybe some signs that you might need to reevaluate friendships and like red flags in friendships and random little things that we think are myths about friendship breakups. And then for this one, we're kind of gonna like wrap up the conversation with kind of more of those ideas of like what people want to know more of, especially if you recently went through one or are in the middle of a friendship breakup, just like how to overcome and get through it.
Yeah. And as per usual, we were talking before we started recording, and full transparency, I have no idea what I'm gonna say. So we're gonna all find out together. Can't wait.
I love that. I put a couple random little notes, but they're not much, but I do think we're gonna surprise ourselves and we're gonna actually have a lot to say. Um, but the first thing, we randomly talked about this for like a second before we started recording, and I'm glad we did so I could see if we were on the same page. But I had seen this thing that was saying like that it's bad to view people as being seasonal to your life, and just like kind of starting the conversation of like if people can be seasonal to your life. And I think they can, and that's not in like a bad way of like, I don't know, because I feel like it sounds bad, but I think people definitely can be seasonal to your life. And maybe that's just because I view like a lot of my life's seasons as being like college and then like younger me, high school me, and like, I feel like that's kind of where like my seasons have been. And so, of course, I see like people being different between them.
Yeah. I mean, personally, like, I don't go into a relationship, I don't go into a friendship being like, seasonal. That's what you are to me.
Yeah,
Like,
okay, yes.
no one, well, I guess I won't speak on behalf of everyone in the whole freaking world, but I feel like I'm assuming no one really does that, or like virtually, like relatively few people in the world do that and be like, you know what? You're only gonna be here for a season. Let's have you serve your purpose right now. Like, no, I feel like going into anything, you're like, okay, this will, like, you know what? Maybe it won't last forever, but maybe, hopefully, let's see where we go. Let's see how this turns out. And so, yeah, Sam, very much on the same page as you. Like, I do think people can be seasonal to your life, and again, like that's not in a bad way. But I don't know, like I don't know how else to to like explain it like without it sounding like so bad, but yeah, like people will serve their purpose in your life for however long they're supposed to, like whether it's a short season, whether it's a long season, or maybe it's 3 days, maybe it's 30 years, like don't know. But yeah, it's I don't know. I think like everything in life is temporary. Like everything in life has its own season, and so why are people the exception to the rule for that? Like if
True.
life is seasonal, then why is there an exception to that? Like why is it people?
Yeah.
What makes people an exception?
No, exactly. I I like the way that you went about talking about it, just with the idea of like that's like not what you think like when you go into friendships, because I that's exactly where I think like kind of like the negativity around it was like, well, like you shouldn't go into like seasons of your life and like meeting people and just thinking like these friends are temporary or whatever, because but I don't know, I don't think that many people actually think that, because I know like for me, like I guess my newest season has just been like post grad and like starting a newer job and whatnot and making new friends. And I have the weird reality of like, even though I'm going to be here for like somewhat mid or long term, the other people I'm friends with aren't. And like, see being where we live now and working where we are now, like as a very short term thing, like it's like kind of it's like their first thing and they don't want to live here permanently, and like they've made that very clear and they want to go other places, and I'm like that's okay, but I know that we're not just friends because it's like a temporary thing. It's like, oh, I want them to like go and live their next season of life and hope that we like stay connected and stuff. But also we've talked a lot in the other episode about like college and how like just like we've like naturally grown apart from people that we were close with, and or like not even necessarily close with, but like we've just naturally grown apart and not kept up with people that we're friends with, not in like a bad way, but just that we're all navigating our own lives. So I feel like that's kind of the way we see people being seasonal the most, because there are friendships that like outlast the seasons, like you said, like it could be 30 years or it could be 3 days. Like I have a friend who like we don't stay super in touch every second of every day all the time, but we've been friends since we were 3 years old, and we live very different lives, and we still like make a lot of effort to like keep our friendship up and stuff. And we know that it's like low maintenance, but we do make a lot of effort to see each other and talk to each other. So it's like that's nice. I'm like, whoa, this like I do not see that like being a friendship that ever like ends. Like I just don't know how it would, you know, just from the way it's been our whole lives. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. Like I know that's gonna like outlast the seasons or whatever. Like that's fun. But yeah, I think it's just natural.
I mean, I think, okay, I feel like this is gonna sound like very contradictory to what I just said. Like, you don't go into friendships thinking, oh yeah, you're temporary. But like, I feel like after a little bit and kind of like understanding kind of more of what you want and need out of a relationship, like whatever kind of relationship, and like this case, friendships, but then you kind of recognize more like patterns and be like, okay, like, yes, this is great for right now, but we're not super close. We probably won't be friends past this point, you know, like just like, for example, sorority, being in the sorority, being in college, like those are your first people that you really know and encounter and stuff. And no, not everyone's going to be your best friend, but you're going to be friends with relatively everyone. I mean, there are a few people here and there, like they're like, can't stand, so let's just stay away as much as we can, right? And I would say that probably in like that first year or two, I kind of recognized, I was like, I love having these people around, but I know that they probably, like, we probably won't be in each other's lives forever. We probably, like, we're friends now, and that's great, and like we'll probably be friends or like acquaintances forever, but it's not gonna be like anything super deep past college or past right now, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. And like I was just thinking about how many people I even see like use the terms of like, oh, I'm in a new season of life, or I'm in my like I'm in a new era or whatever. Like anytime people say that, half the time I see people say that, it's because they went through a breakup. Half the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, definitely people can be seasonal. Because I feel like that's like the context people use it in a lot.
Yeah. No, that's actually such a good point. That's such a good. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Okay. All these people saying, no, people aren't seasonal. No, they absolutely are. Like, that's a really good point. Wow. Yeah. No, because like a lot of times when people are like people will delete all the photos or like all evidence off of social media, and then they're like, new year, new me. Oh my gosh. New year, new me.
New year, new me.
Oh my. Yeah. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Oh, that's so funny. I love how we've completely, like, I don't know, unpeeled the
Myth
layers of that one.
busted.
Myth busted. That's good.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, um, this is kind of weird. I put a note down in our like section for like how to overcome and get through friendship breakups, but it kind of like I don't know, it doesn't really have anything to do with overcoming it. I just think that this is a good tip that I didn't think to say in the other episode. I learned this from one of my friends, and I just wish I would have. This is something I wish I knew for like my past experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that, like, if you're in the process or like you're in the middle of a friendship breakup and a lot is happening, like over text or something, and maybe it's just like not a possibility, like distance wise, whatever wise, or just, you know, you can't make someone do something they don't want to do. So if it's mainly over like message or text and not like calls or anything or in person, it's really important to take the time to collect your thoughts and like to not respond to a message the second you read it and like too fast, because that's just like a lot of impulse there, like from your emotions. And so you need to like give yourself time to process your feelings, because I mean, I know this personally, but when you respond like with too much emotional impulse, you might really hurt the other person or hurt yourself. And so I think if you just give yourself the time you need to process your feelings and like not to like make a super calculated response. It's not in that kind of way. It's just like take time to think about what you're saying and how you feel, so that you make sure you don't express your feelings in a way that's like really hurtful, and like you're not just trying to like retaliate in the moment and get defensive, and you're actually just like speaking your feelings the way you want to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a really good point. I think it's
Yeah.
also important like to do that, and yeah, like you said, like not be like super like tactical about it. Be like, okay, I'll respond after 5 hours. I'll respond after 36 minutes. Like, no, it's you don't have to do that, but just because it's important to have your boundaries, especially like going through a breakup, whatever, you know, friendship breakup, romantical breakup, you know, whatever kind. But it's really important to maintain those boundaries, because if you don't, then it's kind of like falling back into those patterns. Like, no, we broke up for a reason, so we need to like have this boundary of like, okay, you don't have this kind of access to me anymore. I don't have this kind of access to you anymore. So not necessarily like not making it a priority to respond and to like not communicate. Oh my gosh, miscommunication. Hate that. But
Yeah.
like having that boundary like for honestly like for yourself, for your own well-being, and then also for like the relationship or lack thereof, I guess. Because if you don't have that friendship anymore, then, you know, why are you still talking? Because, you know, falling right back into
Yeah.
that pattern is like, no, you, again, broke up for a reason. So trying to remember that and maintain that boundary.
Yeah. That almost relates to the next little point I wrote down, which is actually really funny. I literally wrote like journal question mark, like because I don't journal. I'm not very good at it. I don't really like it. I guess I do journal in other ways. Like I like to write like poetry and stuff. So I mean, I don't do it super frequently, but it's like I just journal. I don't do this, but I bet it's helpful. Is what I wrote. Just because I know so many people like journaling and it helps them process their emotions. So I think like maybe if you haven't talked in a long time, or like you felt like you didn't get closure from something, and like you find yourself wanting to say something to this person, or you feel like there's words left unsaid, I think this could be a good thing to do, is like pull out your paper, open your Google Docs, like do whatever you need to like write out like all the things I wish I said, or, you know, things that I shouldn't have left unsaid. And or like, I don't know, unsent project. I know that that's kind of been shut down, but it's like back a little bit.
It's back, yeah.
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 Like use those things first, definitely, because I feel like when we have the like desire right away, or like impulse to talk to someone or say something, especially if it's emotional, like it's maybe better not said right away or at first, and like just making sure you have like a clear head. So I think writing those things down is smart. And then maybe one day, if you do want to, I don't know, end up talking with them or something, like you could try. But I think it's good to find other outlets to get those feelings out without getting yourself in a situation you might not want for yourself in the future.
I I journal, but like in a
I'm so glad you do.
in a different way. Like not like I really want to be better about like journaling, like all kinds of journaling, and just being like, okay, here are my thoughts. Here's this. Here's that. But I'm really bad about that. But so like what I do is like I have my little prayer journal where I just like, okay, God, here's my thoughts. Here's my feelings. I don't know what to do with them. Here they are though. But I really like that point of just kind of writing down like all your thoughts, like all the things you want to say to them, all the things that like you want to say, even though it might be hurtful. So like, write that down in a journal instead of, saying it to them.
Saying it to them.
Yeah. But it's so nice because like one, like it keeps me focused. I'm like, okay, I'm able to rant. I'm able to say whatever I want. I'm able to do like whatever. And this is just between me and the paper. This is just between me and God. Like, so just having that space to say anything, to feel anything, to be anything, it's very therapeutic. I mean, as cheesy or as cliche as that is, like, no, it is. It's
Yeah.
very nice to be able to stay focused in that and like even come back to it and like add sticky notes or add points about it. Be like, oh my gosh, okay, this is what I was feeling, but looking back, like I understand this now, or looking back, like this is what I found out, or this is what changed, or this is blah blah blah, and just being able to come back to it and like have that physical like record or like that account of all the things, being like, okay, cool, and then kind of like learning from it. I like it.
Yeah. I like it a lot. I wish like I did this in somewhat of a way, like kind of more of, I guess, like I said, like a poetic way. And there's absolutely no trace of it. I don't know how, because I found it a couple months ago. So I must have done something where I accidentally like erased it. I don't know. But when I went through a pretty intense friendship breakup, and probably like anywhere from like 6 months to a year after it, my thoughts about it had completely changed, because like I was kind of out of the space where I was feeling mostly hurt and like traumatized from everything that happened, to then now like, or at that point, it's been many years now, but I was like more reflective and I had different thoughts, and like I didn't have any like resentment towards the other person, when like initially, like early on, I think I might have had some, and then once I realized I didn't, like I had written just like my idea of it then, it was just kind of like, oh, a letter to my ex-best friend, and I just kind of like wrote out, and it was kind of my way to like take accountability for the things I felt I did wrong, and also like express that like I did, like I forgive this person even though we have like no contact with each other. It was like we were both completely blocked on everything, so it was kind of like actually I don't know if I ever was. I blocked them, which we might get into that, but I blocked them because it was for my own good. It was like I don't want to see them, because there was genuinely like it would have like triggered something in me, because outside of just our actual friendship breakup, there was like actually very traumatizing things that happened. So I just like I wrote it all down, because one, I didn't think it was right for us to talk to each other, and didn't really have a way to, and I didn't want to actually like start communication up. So it was better left not said, and I'm glad I had written that out, and I wish I had it, because it was a really good example of like how when you get to that more reflective state, how your feelings change, and like how important it is to like let go of hard feelings, and to like give yourself grace, give the other person grace, and just like be like, you know what, it was for the best, and we both could have been better to each other, but we weren't the friends we needed to be for each other. Move on. Like it was like my way of burying the hatchet, burying the shovel, the hatchet. I forget what the euphemism is there. Yeah, burying the hatchet.
yeah burying the hatchet.
Yeah, I wish I had it.
Yeah, no, that'd be so nice. I wish that like I would have known. I mean, yeah, I guess known. I wish I would have thought about these things before. Like, okay, let me just write a letter to this person. Let me just put all my feelings out there, and then so then I could come back to it and be like, okay, this is what I was feeling in the moment. This is again, totally valid, but also, Issa, you need to chill a little. But also, again, totally valid. Just like all the things. But maybe I'm also kind of a little glad that I don't, so that I can't be like, whoo, crazy. Not like crazy, crazy, sorry. But like, wow. Like not knowing the other side or being like, wow, that's some strong feelings.
Some strong feelings for sure. Yeah. Dang. I actually, the more I think about it, I'm like, maybe I do journal. But I actually, this is really funny. I'm going to show you next to me. This is like a journal I've had since I was literally, I want to say 15. First of all, this is the smartest thing I ever did. The very first, like, paper page of this notebook, also it's in like a weird zip up binder thing. The very first page is the best songs you'll ever listen to / songs to listen to when you're feeling down. And there's 35 on this list that I never finished. And I kind of stand by it. Some of them are really emo, and I'm like, wow, that's an interesting recommendation.
Oh my gosh, wait, I love
But
that.
these are like songs I still love so much. And I think what's amazing is that number one is If I Believe You by the 1975.
Oh my gosh, wait, that's so good. Oh my gosh, I love that.
But yeah, there's like, this thing only has like the first 20 pages in it filled out, and a bunch of it is random. So there's like a random slam poem from high school when I was just angry and raging. It was like I'd randomly put down a bunch of YouTube video ideas, and then I guess like a poem, another poem, and then drawings of how I wanted to rearrange my room. This is how every journal I've ever tried to own goes. I tried bullet journaling, I tried like all these things, and this is just what happens. Eventually I just don't, yep, that's the last page that's filled out. It's maybe 15 pages. But I just bought a like guided poetry journal from Five Below, and I'm really excited because it has like prompts on the page and like different things, and it like teaches you things about poetry. So it like, I don't know, it gets you like to think about the prompt, and I think it will, I don't know, help me maybe pull things out of my brain and relate it to life. I know that's kind of unrelated, but proof that I am incapable of journaling.
Oh my gosh, no, I love that. Yeah, I have so many, like I love the idea of journaling, but like actually doing it, it's so hard. Like I have so many journals that, and also I have a label maker. I love my label maker. And so what have I done? I've made labels for each of my
Amazing.
journals for like specific things that they're for. Like literally my prayers journal says prayers. And then another one says church, or it says like small group. Or there's like for when I'm sad, or like every time I cry. And this all started like back in high school. I was like, I need to
Yes.
have like a specific one for every little thing. Or there's one like it's like poetry, or like original right, or just like all the most random things is like
Right.
when I'm happy, or I don't. It's so funny. It's to me it feels like so like for lack of a better term, like neurotic or like anal, almost like very type A. That's what it is. But I also am like, wow, good job, Issa. Like way to kind of think things through. But also like I haven't written so many of these
Yeah.
in years. I'm like, oh man.
That's like, I feel like it's like where your like analytical side like is like overriding your creativity a little bit,
Yeah.
like it's like, because like we talk about that all the time, where it's like, oh, like the situations where like both of us are very like analytical and creative, and like how does that, how do those traits balance each other sometimes, because a lot of people don't see themselves being both of those things. And for me, it's like my creativity like will override my analytical side and not let me like just journal like a regular person. And if I do need to, like, if I do try to like journal, I like physically cannot like actually just write out how I'm feeling. I have to somehow create some beautiful poem
Yeah.
out of it. Like that's it's so funny.
Wait, that's so good. Yeah, and if you haven't guessed it, I feel like I don't need to put this into words, but like I love to compartmentalize. So I feel like that's very much like what I did. I was like, okay, I can't mix these things up. If I do, then I'm just gonna get confused. So I need to have a separate journal for every little thing. But then I forget, or I'm like, oh, that's fine. It can go here this time. And then this one time turns into every time. I'm like, out the window, and then I never use it again. Or I tear out the I like I'll tear out the pages and like put them in a different one. And oh my, it's so funny.
Me, that's so, we're so opposite. It's so funny. Like we're not
Yeah.
opposite, but we are. Because like I love that I was literally just showing that like you have like the most emotional thing I've ever written in my life, and then you turn the page and it's a diagram of my room
No, I love that.
and where I want to like move my furniture. Oh yeah, good thing we. It's kind of funny. I'm looking at we had this like graphic that we found from somebody's blog that kind of had like 7 different points of like different ways to get through friendship breakups, and a lot of them we've kind of mentioned a little bit. So the first one is something I talked about a little bit, which was like be grateful for what the friendship taught you and the good times you had. I actually kind of did not talk about that. I did a little bit, but like in my like letter, it's kind of like interesting when you look back and like a lot of people say they're like, I can't imagine now just like living my life without the person I've spent most of my days with for the last 8 years or whatever. And I think it's easy to get caught up in that kind of stuff, and that can keep you sad. But I think it's better to like look back and be like, wow, we had such good times, and I'm glad that we were able to like be in each other's lives and help each other grow into the person we're like supposed to be. You know,
Yeah.
it's cute.
Oh, that's so good. I mean, yeah, I definitely think we did touch on that, I feel like. I mean, without saying like those exact words, but like
Yeah, I think we did. Especially like
yeah.
when you grow apart, it's more like it's easy to be grateful for what it like the friendship taught you and the good times you had when there wasn't some kind of messy
Yeah.
drama.
And like with the journaling, like that comes with it. And being able to look back on it, it's like, okay, yeah, this is what I learned. This is how I got through it. This is like all the things about it. And yeah, I think that's like really important, just to be grateful and recognize and acknowledge the lessons that you did learn, and just like the things and like the way you grew, you know? Yeah.
Yep.
The second one is that's so funny. Identify your boundaries and how they might have changed after this friendship. And like kind of touched on it, but like not in this exact way. Just like boundaries on, like post breakup, like, okay, this is blah blah. But I think that's actually a really good point. It's just identifying boundaries and like just identifying needs out of relationships that you need like after this, because in a friendship, like you don't necessarily know like the things that you need until you're in it, and until like, I don't know, this is like an extreme, until you're like starved for that need. But yeah, I think that's a good point.
Yeah, I like that. Like just knowing after you've had like a friendship breakup, like maybe some of the things like maybe you need to like tighten up on your boundaries that you realize you like need with your other friendships, or like for the future, like that you need to set certain boundaries, because a lot of times I just saw this on TikTok. Somebody said, "Oh, like I notice a lot of the times like these intense friendship breakups happen, and like the reason why they're so intense and people are so hurt is because it's usually the case that a boundary was
Yeah.
crossed, that like somebody like it's just like it's not, they just can't go back,
Yeah.
So it's important to know it about yourself moving forward, that you have that boundary. Oh, this is so funny how these are working out. Like these are like things that we definitely talked about. Okay, the third one is to recognize what you could have done differently and how they might feel, which was kind of what I said about like once you hit that reflective stage of like, you know what, I could have been a better friend, and even though I'm really hurt by whatever they did or said, maybe I also wasn't showing up for them as the friend they needed to. And just giving yourself forgiveness and grace, like letting go of guilt from that you're putting on yourself, and thinking about how they feel.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah,
That's
I like
so
that
good.
one a
Yeah,
lot.
and we kind of like talked about it in the last episode too, just recognizing, okay, there's two sides to every coin. Like there's two sides to every story. And so, yes, your side is totally, your feelings totally valid, like totally understandable, but you also need to recognize, okay, what do they need that I'm not seeing, or what do they need that I have not been giving, and just, I don't know, like learning your own weaknesses or shortcomings, and being able to like own up to that and be like, okay, in the future, I'm gonna be better in this way, or in the future, I'm gonna say, okay, what what do you need out of a friend? Like whether it's for this person that you just had a breakup with and like you get back together or something, or it's for future relationships. But yeah, no, that's so good. Ah, love it. Um, and the fourth point is let go of any resentment or hard feelings towards them. We're all human. Something that I've really held on to and have learned, especially in this past year and a half, is that like forgiveness isn't about letting the other person off the hook. It's about letting yourself off the hook. And so when you forgive the other person, like
Mm-hmm.
it's it's no longer holding you back from things. It's no longer like,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like
like it
freeing.
doesn't, once you forgive someone, that's it. Like you're done. You're like, cool, great, amazing. And like, yeah, as great as it is for someone to say like, I forgive you or whatever, like if yeah, like Sam, you just said, like it's so much more freeing when you aren't holding on to like that bitterness, when you're not holding on to like that resentment anymore. It's like, ooh, it feels so nice.
Yeah. I think the reality of it is like so many people, when you're in this type of situation, it's easy to get so focused on like negative feelings towards the other person, like hating them, having this resentment towards them, and thinking of yourself as the victim in the situation, which obviously can be true. But also, always two things can be true at
Mm-hmm.
once. Like having to recognize, you know what, like actually, it's not about them, it's about me. Like at this point, it's not about them and it's about you, because like you're in charge of how you feel about the situation and how you are going to be moving forward. And so maybe rather than spending all your energy on negativity towards them and hating this person, maybe you should just let it go and focus on your own growth
Mm-hmm.
from it. You know, it's like, oh wait, actually this shouldn't be about them anymore. Like to me, it should be
Mm-hmm.
about me. The next one is the social media cleanse. I mentioned this. It's totally okay to unfollow them if you need to. Not only is it okay to unfollow, it's also okay to block, and like not from like a negative place and like in a mean way and like you want them to see that they're blocked. Like I think sometimes it's something where people might not even notice. Like if I block them on Instagram, like I don't even have very many people blocked. In the moment, I was doing it out of like I just I was scared of retaliation, and I thought that was the way I could protect myself. And then I just decided, you know what, it was better for me as well anyways to just I it's better not to see the updates about what's happening in their life. I think if you have a very like calm, clean split or just grow apart with someone, like it's maybe a little more strange to unfollow. But also like I think you need to not feel like guilty about unfollowing people if you don't want to see their posts. Like at the end of the day, like if it's going to negatively impact your day-to-day life, then help yourself in that way.
Yeah, I have nothing to add to that. Sam, like you said it all so well.
Amazing.
Um, and then the next one is send them good energy and visualize them happy. It helps you both move on. And Sam, like earlier, like 3 minutes ago, you said like to not waste your energy on hating someone else and stuff. It's actually really bad for your health to hate other people because like so much, because you spend so much time and energy and effort like focusing on like, oh my gosh, I hate this person, I hate this person, I hate this, and they just take up so much mental space. Like they live rent free in your head when you hate them. And so to
Yeah.
just kind of, let go of that. And so this really does go with like the fourth point of like letting go of any resentment or hurt feelings towards them. Like when you just let go of that, again, it's just a very freeing feeling. And it's like, okay, now they're not taking up any unnecessary space. And you know what? I do wish them well. I hope that they've changed. I hope that they've learned. I hope that they are living their best lives. And you know what? Maybe they're a terrible person to you. So hopefully you can say, I hope that they are no longer a terrible person. You know, I've definitely done that. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's exactly how I was. Like, anytime other older, like, mutual friends would let me know and, like, tell me something that was happening in the other person's life, I'd just be like, that's, like, actually, like, really great. Like, I hope that she's doing well, and I hope that, you know, and it's not in, like, a weird passive way or, like, just being like, well, I hope they're better. But it's, like, it was more of just, like, no, genuinely, like, I wish it didn't have to happen this way, and I do wish that, like, as much as I have found peace and grown in myself, I hope I hope, and I actually probably, like, I do know that they've had the same type of growth. Like, and it's not because I've seen things, it's just, like, that's just how people are, like, for a fact. Like, I know that they've grown. And then the last point is to be grateful for those who are still in your life, which is just so true. Like, if you go through a friendship breakup, like, don't forget about, like, the people that you still have, and maybe the people who, like, helped you through it, and just, like, making an effort to, like, keep nurturing those friendships, because you still have these people in your life. And, you know, I don't know, not much else to say on that.
I know. You know, don't know how helpful this episode was. Hopefully it was at least a little bit, but
I liked it. It felt like
it
closure
really did.
from the first one.
I know, it felt like the cliffhanger on the first one was like, okay, that's it.
True.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so hopefully you learned something. If you didn't, hopefully you enjoyed listening to this one or something. I don't know. Oh my gosh. But to close us out, Sam, song of the week. So excited. What's your song of the week?
Okay. My song of the week. This is so interesting. I feel like, I don't know. I was writing this out and I was like, I feel like if Issa hasn't heard this song, she'd be like, wait, Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm picturing Issa's thought process to logging on. Okay, Nicki Minaj has a new song, and it's called Last Time I Saw You, and it really surprised me because it's so good, and it's very unique for her. Like, it's very much, she has a couple other songs too, but, like, very much just, like, singing. It's not, like, rap or anything. And I do enjoy me some Nicki Minaj sometimes. And I felt like it kind of fit with the theme of this episode a little bit. Like, it can be applied to so many different things, but there's some lines, I don't know them exactly, but it's kind of like, oh, like, I wish I, like, hugged you the last time I saw you, and, like, those type of things. So it just felt fitting, and I know my song last week was fitting too.
Wow,
so.
That's so funny. Because mine is, like, complete opposite. So my song of the week is Crash Course by Sam McPherson. And Sam, when I was reading, like, your little comment about it, like, it's so good and unique, like, I feel like it fits with the theme of this episode, I was like, wow. Mine, like, opposite. Yeah, like, it's like, anyway, listen to it and you'll know. But it's just, like, such a fun windows down, music up all the way kind of song. It's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so gosh, that's so funny. That's all we have this week. Any last closing remarks from you?
You know, I think I even weirdly, like, kind of know more about friendship breakups somehow after these two episodes. And I think it's just from, like, getting both of our thoughts on different things. Yeah. It's nice.
I always like getting your perspective. And I know that we generally have very similar thoughts and feelings about things, but you put it into very different words than I would, and then it makes me think about it in new ways. I'm like, love that. That's so good.
Yes. Amazing.
Yeah, so I'm so excited. If you've listened this far, yay, because I mean, it's kind of long, but also, like, not. Like, for us, it's really not long. This is a kind of a short one.
Right. No, this is perfect.
No, I know.
We need to do that more often.
Make sure to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, you know, so more people can find us. And, you know, also whatever other streaming platforms. Oh my gosh. Um, like have rates and reviews again so that other people can find us, and follow the pod on whatever streaming platform you use so that you're listening as soon as an episode comes out. And also follow us on Instagram at likewise_pod. It's fun over there. It's so cute. I love it.
It's so cute.
Uh,
It's only getting better.
yeah, so that's all we have this week. Sam, thank you so much for spending, hour of your time with me again. Live, laugh, love. Hope you have a really great rest of your day.
Thanks, Issa, and likewise to you all.
Bye.
Bye.